Hey y'all, on YouTube now. Oh my gosh. Anyway, if you all like my videos and want to watch more, make sure you hit that thumbs up and you subscribe and share. Help me grow this business and this channel. So I will hopefully have lots of good stuff to share with you in the future. Y'all have a good night. Bye. Okay, so this is the first of 4 dogs on a commissioned piece, and I'm not a huge fan of the photos that I have to work from, but this is what I have to work from. Typically, I prefer something much larger and much better quality than this, but this is what I'm working with right now. So it's not, the best, but we'll work with what we've got. So it is almost done. I'm just finishing up the tongue on this first dog, and I'm going to go through with white first, just to lighten up the base, because I don't want it to be too bright, because the next color that I'm going back over this with is a pretty bright color, and it doesn't need to be like a fluorescent kind of pink standing out and screaming at you. So we're going to tone it down a little bit with white. Okay, so I don't have a color that really matches the tongue perfectly, so we're going to go with this and see if we can kind of tweak it by blending several different colors in there. See what we come up with. As you can see, this is kind of a bright pink. But we will tone it down some. Okay, so we have our first shade of pink on there, and we're just going to kind of blend it a little. With our fingertip first. Believe it or not, it actually tends to blend a little bit better with your fingertip than it does a blending stump sometimes. And by blending stump, I mean one of these. These are just basically paper rolls. And they are just used to smudge and blend. Okay, so that's good and blended, and that's a fairly good match for the tongue color. So now we're going to go in and do the line that goes up the center. And this is kind of a reddish brown that I'm using. And the colors, or the pencils I'm using are these are Stabilo Carbothello. I don't know if you could see that or not. These are pretty good. I've got some other pencils I cannot wait to break into. I might do a video with you guys when I break into them so y'all can share the experience with me. I'm excited. So, as you all know, I am very new to this whole video situation. I don't know what I'm doing, and I could use some help. So, if there is something in particular that you all would like to see or for me to show you how to do, I do have a big list of some different topics that I am going to try to show you all. But if there's something in particular that you would like to see, feel free to send me a message, comment. And I'm going to go ahead and blend right into that color there. We don't want any stark lines, like definite lines, because that's not natural typically. And there is a light source coming from this side, so we want the light to shine down this direction just like it is in the picture. As you can see on the right side of the tongue, there's a light source shining there, so it's going to be brighter on that side. And light sources is actually on the list of topics that I will go over with you all and show you how to do that. So we're almost done with that. I'm gonna go back with my blending stump. I'm gonna, if I can find it. When you're doing photorealism, it is a very time-consuming process. So this is not an art form you want to get into if you do not have patience. That is for sure, because it takes a long time. It generally takes me, for an 11 by 14 size portrait, it generally takes about 25, depending on the amount of detail that's in it, 25 to 40 hours, somewhere around that. And if you saw the portrait I did of P. Buckley Moss, I think it took around 35 plus hours. I'm guesstimating on that because I've not been doing a very good job of keeping up with tracking my hours, and I need to do a better job of that. And I am leaving a lot of the center there because it is darker, of course, in the picture. And I want to leave that dark center line in there. We're going to try and get as close to the picture as possible. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And actually on the photo here, you can see it actually kind of curls up a little bit on the bottom on the left side. So we're going to make sure that it does that a little bit by putting a little bit of a highlight here on the edge of it, just so that it looks like it's curling up like it is in the picture. And again, that is just making sure that all your light sources are in the right place. And it's the same with anything that has texture, like wrinkles in clothing, things like that. You just got to make sure that your light source is in there really good. And it shows movement and makes things look a little more believable, not so flat. So you'll see a little bit of white or a light source at the top of the tongue, also on each side of that center line. So we'll come in and put a little bit of that in there. Blend that out a little. Okay, and now I'm going to come in with my kneaded eraser, and I'm going to just shape this into a little bit of a tip like this, and I'm going to flatten out the tip so that it's good and sharp, and then I'm going to come and clean up the edges. My kneaded eraser is one of my favorite tools. I use it for a little bit of everything. It is great. I might add that to my list, showing you all what my go-to tools are. I definitely cannot operate without my kneaded eraser, and I've got several mechanical pencils that I use for my sketches. Keep in mind, it does not have to look exactly like the picture. You do want to have pretty good likeness, but it does not have to be exact, and most of the time it's not going to be. So you just gotta keep that in mind and give yourself a break if it doesn't look exactly like the photo, because, you know, nobody is perfect. It's not gonna happen. Alright guys, I think that is it for now. This is the first video. I'm thinking about maybe doing videos like every Tuesday evening, and call it Tips with Tanya, Tanya Tuesday, something like that. So you can watch me do the videos. We can draw something together while you're eating your tacos on Taco Tuesday. Back. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. See ya.